Hey everybody, making this video for a guy off a weed crash with these homemade axle savers and stuff, and he seemed like he was having trouble with understanding what was going on, so I told him I'd make a little video of it, what I did with mine. And so here it goes. Alright, this is a axle out of a Ford 9-inch 31 spline stock axle, and this is how it goes. This is 6-inch schedule 40, regular schedule 40 pipe. I know it's torch cut, look crappy, but just for demonstration purposes. It doesn't matter, but so alright, when you go to bolt your axle in, of course, this is what bolts to the housing of your rear end. Okay, this all slides in your race, your bearing into your race, and your seal and stuff and everything, and there's 4 bolts that sticks out of the back of your housing on your end. And the first thing you want to do is clean those bolts up in the housing, and you would want to tack weld those bolts into place on one side of them, on all 4 of them, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. Then once you get this in, you take your pipe and it sits down just like this. As you can see, the studs are hitting on the axle flange a little bit here, and I take and grind down. I bevel the inside of the pipe and I grind down a little bit on the studs to get my clearance, or if you have a metal lathe, that would be awesome. I don't have access to one, or I would have used that, but this is typical. I have no shop, just a little small garage here. But and you can do the same thing too. It's not very hard. This is not hard, people. And then okay, so this is on, your axle bolted in. You stick this on your axle over everything, and you take and take the flat plate, and you take the diameter of your housing, and you cut a hole in a circle, and you weld it to this here, this flat plate over here with the hole in the circle, and you weld that around the housing. You have to split it in 2 halves and then figure out where you want it on the housing, and then weld it. Then you slide this in and weld all the way around it, seal it up. So if but I was told to set it to where it touches. I would suggest not doing that, and I would leave a gap. Someone told me 5/16, which makes really good sense, because the first side I just butted it up, and let me tell you, it's kind of a pain in the ass to bolt that bolt your axle in with this when this is already welded onto the axle. But I would leave a gap, and that way you could see what you're doing, and plus it will allow the axle to flex a little bit, and maybe make your wheels last a little bit better, or a little bit longer. They don't get so beat up, whatever, because that's what's going to be, if you put button up close, that's what's going to be taking all the blunt of the force, is your rims. And this is my first time doing this, but I've seen a lot of people do it, run them, had great success with them. I had some people run, buy the Raptor Fab, whatever, and all that stuff, and man, that's some high dollar stuff, and it is nice. I've never seen anybody break an axle with them. But this is this poor man's way of doing this here, and you get the same results. So that is basically what you do. And just make sure it's welded. And actually, I would not weld it. If my next one will be for a Dana 60, and it's a little bit different, but I'm going to bolt it same purpose on the Dana 60. But what you really want, you want to take and cut this pipe down, cut the pipe down completely in two, then take some flat plate and drill 2 holes in it to where you can bolt these and bolt everything on instead of welding. The only thing you would weld is your flat plate that goes over here that welds to your axle housing. And then you'd have holes in it and everything would bolt, and you could take it off, and it just makes it a hell of a lot easier to bolting in your axles when you can take that off, bolt your axle in, and then bolt your saver on. But that's how I'm going to do it next time. But I will go around here and show you the 9-inch how it looks when it's done. And bear with me here for a minute. Alrighty, my little wedding tent here for the derby car. Alright, this is a 91 Crown Vic with a police package on it. And here's the 9-inch. And this is what ours looks like when it's done. I left a little gap on this one over here, and this end over here, I don't think you can see it really well. No, there is no gap, and that thing was a pain in the butt to get the axle bolted back up into. But I'll tell you later why you want to weld those in. Well, on that axle, you only got one little bitty hole to stick your socket and stuff through, and your bolt to screw that on. You have to stick your nut in your socket. We took a shallow socket with a piece of paper stuffed in the socket and shoved it on there, and then finally got it screwed on, and turn it and to each 4 times to each bolt, and screw the nut onto it, and it gets kind of hard when this thing is touching, and if you're off just a little bit, it doesn't want to turn very easy. So it's a damn good idea to leave a gap. Now, I've heard 5/16, quarter, whatever, you know, but I didn't leave that big of a gap. I probably will in the next one, but this is what it looks like. Yeah, I'm a Ford lover. I gotta paint that on there. I just made that, and I thought it'd be pretty cool to represent. We're die-hard Ford guys. I know the Chevy guys are the same way, but we're just die-hard Ford. And these D-rings, man, let me tell you, it makes it nice for strapping and tying it down to the trailer when you're getting ready to go and haul it and go to the demos. And when you take it out of one car and put it in the other, it makes hell, just pick it up with cherry picker and go. But that's our 9-inch right now. All right, everybody, hope this helps a little bit. Hope it didn't talk too long or sound too stupid. So good luck. Bye bye.